Yeah, he's got a cool intro because he's a cool guy, the Mac Daddy, my big man in the kitchen. Clem is here. Welcome back to another installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
There was a lot of bass in that one. The boys are here. We are joined by one of our favourites, chefs. He's a Clem chef, in fact. And if you have any questions, Chef Clem is, I think, an encyclopedic knowledge of all things in the kitchen, but we want you to phone us right now. 021 110 5552. You
look check on the microwave. I'm going to check on the microwave.
Like there's something in the microwave. The microwave is going to be inspiring us this morning. Are you making me coffee? You're making me a cake? What are you making, man?
Don't spoil the surprise. Where can I hide this? I'll put it over here.
Let's set the scene here. We've had a lot of questions come in relating to microwaves, okay? So on Monday, we asked if you use your microwave for cooking or what you would like to cook in your microwave. And one of the regulars, the OG, Gary Okamp, said this on Facebook, I think it was. I only use my microwave to heat up food or drinks or to melt coconut oil or butter. He sounds like he's doing some banting stuff.
What's he do? Yeah, I was going to say, what's he doing with the coconut oil?
Definitely, that's making banting things.
Okay.
You always, that's where you start, is melting coconut oil, with most of my experience of baking, banting things. Then, Naledi Johnson also said this on Facebook, crumbed chicken and a salad.
I got a question.
How?
How?
How do you do that, Naledi?
Unless you're reheating it.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's not cook meat in the
microwave. Come on, I wanted to ask, is there a meat that lends itself to a microwave?
Yes, actually, yes, there is.
Really?
Bacon.
Oh, wow.
You can cook bacon in a microwave, right? You can, but it takes practice because microwaves have different strengths. So keep an eye on it. You can do bacon in the microwave.
I mean, the new fandangled ones have like bacon settings and things like that.
They really do.
They
really do. So, but rather with chicken, let's be safe, because we know the chicken, you need to cook it all the way through. Salmonella is not fun.
I don't know, it's crazy, man. Then Nomvuso said noodles, straight, just noodles. I'm down with that. I always finish my noodles.
If you can take your noodles, because there's so many amazing recipes to pump your noodles right now, I'm with that. So, loving the noodles recipe. Whatever, okay. I've got a few ideas.
Can you inspire us, not just with like mundane things, but things that are going to make you go, ah.
Yeah. So, very simple. Let's work on our pizza.
Get out.
Our little mug pizza, first of all.
What?
Okay. So we had a question last week during Culinary Hotline about self-raising flour, and do we mention when we use self-raising flour? Yes, we do, and today we're going to use it twice, maybe thrice.
Thrice.
We'll see.
Let's push for thrice if we can, but so, I love the sound. I'm loving the charcuterie. I'm looking at the beautiful little salamis, beautiful, but how on earth are you going to make a pizza in a mug?
Self-raising flour is the first thing you're going to need. So self-raising flour goes into a mug, and I always sprayed a little bit of non-stick spray, in case you want to turn it out, because you can turn it out if you want, which is also pretty cool.
It's also going to look so awesome.
Then we're going to go with the self-raising flour. Then we're going to go with a little bit of salt, very important. You want to season those layers.
Okay.
Then to kind of get that like Italian pizza flavor permeating through the dough.
Okay.
A little bit of dried oregano.
Of course.
And that's the trick. Then we go in with a little bit of milk.
Cool.
Give it a mix. And it's going to start making a dough in the bottom of the mug.
Oh, look at that.
And just make sure, when you're using your mug, if it's like a flat bottom mug, make sure you get the spoon into the corners of the ridges.
Otherwise you're going to have dry flour
caked in the corner. You're going to have like a pocket full of flour in your mouth. We don't want that for you. Okay, so mix, mix, mix. And then you're going to start layering things on. So, I've got these tin tomatoes from Woolies, and they've been infused with herbs already.
Oh,
so that's pretty amazing.
The sun-ripened, sweet, beautiful.
And that's going to be our tomato sauce.
Oh, wow.
So just layer that over the top. Perfect. Then, cheese goes on next, and mozzarella, traditional.
Cool.
But you can play around with it. Use mozzarella because it gives you that nice, like, malt cheese.
Yeah, and it's a nice sounding board for the pizza flavors, you know?
But add some other cheeses to it as well. So if you're going to be using salami, I suggest putting the salami on when it comes out.
Okay.
The microwave's all fine, it's okay, but it's going to just change. It'll make the salami a little too chewy.
Okay, it's going to cook it through a little bit, and you don't need to because it's already been cured.
I did the test. I can tell you it makes it a little too chewy. Can you pop that in the microwave for 2 minutes?
I don't know, I can.
Microwaves have different strengths, so it's worthwhile just keeping an eye on it.
It looks like it's got 2 minutes set there already. Yeah,
so convenient. Okay.
No? Okay. It's 2 minutes and 1 second, so hopefully the 1 second's not going to...
So you can see it puffs up. You've got that dough at the bottom. You've got your tomato sauce, you've got your cheese. A little bit of extra cheese goes on the top. A few slices of salami. And Woolies have already got these tiny little salami slices. So all you got to do, you can cut them into tiny little triangles. Then to kind of like say it would have been a pizza slice.
Yeah.
But all I do is just a little bit of extra oregano. I promise you it makes all the difference in the world. Then you're going in with your salami. You could use smoked chicken. What's your favorite bacon topping? I mean, pizza topping. Did I say bacon? Is it bacon?
Prosciutto, something like that.
You
I like,
fancy.
Yeah, man.
You fancy.
Once a month, you order that pizza and you blow the budget, man.
I love
it.
You can always tell a good pizzeria by their margarita. If they have a good
For
margarita.
sure, yeah. I had to do that. I had to travel around Cape Town looking for the best pizza in Cape Town, and I went to some amazing places.
Oh.
And for me, the one that won it was a Napolitani kind of vibe, but just a plain mozzarella-driven margarita, perfect.
You're not going to get a crust on this one. It's a different style. Think deep dish. Think deep dish in a mug. And because it comes together so quickly.
Exciting.
Like, we're going to be heading for a few rainy days coming now. If you're chilling on the couch, watching YouTube, watching Express on YouTube, that's what you need to make. It's so delicious.
Absolutely beautiful. I love it. So we are connecting with someone right now, and I think she is an absolute superstar. Oh. Hello? This is Graham Richards on the Expresso Show. Welcome to the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Oh, it looks like we've gone to video call.
Wow.
A very good morning. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Val.
Val, you look gorgeous this morning. I'm going to put you on full video call and put the phone down. Val, welcome to the Expresso Show and the Culinary Hotline. Chef Clem is here to answer your question. What would you like to ask him this morning?
Thank you very much for having me, first of all, Graham and Chef Clem.
Beautiful.
I really would like to... Chef Clem made a 3-ingredient bread once a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. I was so intrigued by it, and I want to show off to my friends and my family with that recipe. Please, Chef Clem, if you don't mind sharing it with us.
Can you do it? Will he do it?
I can do it.
Because you look so lovely, because it looks like you watch the show regularly, I think we're going to twist his arm and he's going to do it. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
That's so cool.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm really impressed.
Thank you so much.
The 3-ingredient bread.
Okay, so it's actually a 2-ingredient bread, but it becomes a 3-ingredient bread when you don't have buttermilk at home.
Okay.
And I love this recipe because it happens often. You go to the fridge. I feel like I should talk to Val over here.
I know.
Look, Val's got her pen and paper ready. Val's writing it down.
Pen and paper ready.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's do this.
She's writing in her journal. She's like, and Graham
Dear
looked
diary,
amazing this morning.
Today I spoke to Graham Richards.
Chef Clem smiled at me.
I think Graham winked. Okay, so if you don't have buttermilk at home, and this happens a lot because buttermilk, most of you have it when you know you're going to be baking. But if you don't have buttermilk, what do? It's simple. It's milk, and lemon juice. And what you do is you stir the lemon juice into the milk, and you set it aside. Leave it for like 10 minutes, and you'll see it'll start separating the whey from the proteins, and then you mix it all back together again, and it'll start thickening up. This is one that we started making. We started making this about 10 minutes ago as well.
Oh, so this is right now. This is live.
And you can see how thick it is. It's got that good thickness. And then we made that ourselves.
Okay, that's a good idea.
There we go, you got that. Wow. Then the next ingredient again, hero ingredient, self-raising flour. Okay, there's a reaction that happens between the self-raising flour and the new buttermilk that we've made that gives it lift. What I like, let me just...
Get our pizza. I'll take it.
There we go.
So, I wanted to take the pizza.
Here's the thing. Salt goes into your flour.
Self-raising flour.
If you don't add salt, okay, salt doesn't count as an ingredient, you should always just have it. And if you don't add salt, it is bland. It is bland.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go. Then you're gonna add your buttermilk to your flour, and you're gonna give it a mix. So, the initial recipe only has the 3 ingredients, the lemon juice, the milk, and the flour. But it's a canvas.
Yeah, but have you thought about love? Have you? Because have you added love? Then it's officially a 4. There we go. You added the love.
Added the love.
It's officially a 4-ingredient meal because you're adding love as well.
So yes, love. We will now write all our recipes and sign it off with the other ingredient.
The other ingredients.
So what it is?
That's quite dry.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is it looks a bit dry, but before you add anything else, bring it together. Because once you start getting your hands in there, you see it starts coming together as a dough. What I love about this recipe, you don't need to knead the dough.
Don't need it.
Don't need it. Bring it together as a dough, and then you're good. You see, you're not going to need more liquid.
Really?
So,
wow.
as you start bringing it together, you form that dough, and that's enough.
And look at those glutens, yeah.
Oh, hey, them good glutes. So what I do is I always put the dough aside. I'll put the dough aside for 15 minutes, just to let the moisture absorb the flour in there. And then, Val, it goes straight into the oven. 180 for safety. Keep it on. It's about 35 minutes. And you have the easiest, peasiest bread dough made.
With 4 ingredients.
4 ingredients. Okay, and now I know we're running out of time. So what we do is we're going to load the recipe for a chocolate brownie in a mug.
Yes,
okay,
we will.
On the Expresso website. Go and check that one out. What has Graham got?
I've got our beautiful pizza in a mug. Look at that.
Val, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like you actually are in the kitchen with us. Thank you for also dressing up this morning.
You look gorgeous. We really appreciate the fact that you watch the show so much. And we are sending you so much love. So there you have it. You get to tell the people that are eating the bread that you made the buttermilk yourself. And, of course, that 4th ingredient, love.
Always.
We really appreciate you, Val.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. And, of course, you can find all of our recipes on expressoshow.com. That was an insightful, a beautiful, and a really easy microwave-driven culinary hotline. Bling!
Ding, ding, ding!